Welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So guys, let's start work with the coding. I'm going to first of all start with the exit. So let's double click on the button for exit. Alright, here the first thing I'm going to do is to declare the following variable, and that is how you declare a variable. You just say dim. I'll call my variable iExit as, I'm going to call that VB message box result. There we go. And my variable, I'm going to then assign the following to it. Let's just say message box. And I want this message box to display the following. Let's just call that confirm if you want to exit. Right. So that's my very first argument. Then enter a comma. The second argument is going to be VB question. That will be my second argument, comma, VB question. There. Plus, add a plus to concatenate the next argument. That's going to be VB yes, no. Then that's the third argument. The fourth argument is just going to be maybe the title of my project. So we can just call that data entry. Say data entry forms. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Now, comma. So let's use an if statement. If I exit equals VB yes, if it's equal VB yes, then you just want the system to unload. Let's say unload me and end if. Make sure you enter that and if, and that's it. If you want, you can, let's just indent that. Right. So I'm going to try that out. Save, then click on run. There. Okay. Confirm if you want to exit. No, I don't want to exit. I'll just put an error here. Yes, I do want to exit. Good. So let's come in here. It's not meant to be Nick. That was supposed to be next of kin. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Let's make sure the name is right as well. It's not right. Okay, next of kin. That was an error. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is to take care of the reset. Double click on the reset. Alright, here in the case of the reset, I'm going to first of all declare, let's say dim txt. If you notice, all my text boxes are actually, they all start with the name txt. Look at it, txt. No, that's the combo. Okay, let's go here. They are all txt. Can you see that? So that's why I'm naming that txt. So let's go back into the code. So I'm gonna call that txt. Okay, and let's use a for each txt and me dot controls there. So any one of the object with txt, I want you to do as follows. So let's say if text of txt is ms forms dot text box. So if it's a text box, then I just want it clear. Then Let's clear txt dot clear equals the end if. So that should take care of any of my text box. And because I'm using for each, it has to be, let's say, next txt. So that's the very first one. Now I can just maybe indent all of these so that it doesn't cause much confusion. There. Okay, so that's fine. The next one, see, I also need to be able to take care of. First of all, let's run this and just enter whatever in there. I should be able to just get rid of that. There we go. Alright, the next thing is I need to be able to take care of all of these. Okay, the combo box. And that goes for these ones as well. Okay, so my combo box, oh, that's wrong. That should be combo box. Let's make sure. Here, what do I have in here? Yes, CBO. Should be CBO. So let's go back in here. So each of these combo box that you guys are looking at should start with CBO. CBO proof. CBO. This one has no name, even CBO. Let's just call that pause. Yeah, that's fine. Then CBO payment. CBO payment. Good. See, not all of these has a name. This one has no name as well. It's a TXT postcode. That's strange. Oh, I think one property already have that name postcode mistakenly, I believe. Let's check. No, I don't think so. Right, let's just call it TXT post. Alright. Okay, so that's TXT post. Now let's hope they all have their respective names. Yeah. Alright. So back in onto my reset. Double click on that. So I would declare another one. I just call it TXT. So let's just come down here, paste. So that will be CBO. Yeah. And if it's CBO, I just want you to clear whatever we have inside the combo. So that should be CBO combo here. So instead of a text box, say dot combo box. There. Okay. That is for the combo box, and this is for the text box. Okay, guys, have a good look at that. So if I run the program now, supposing we have anything in here, let's come in here as well. I should be able to just click on reset. Oh, this should have been combo CBO and that. Okay, look at that. I was meant to nest. I was meant to nest the combo CBO. Okay, so let's go back in here. Yeah, now run. Try them all out. Wait, yeah. All right, there we go. So it's working. Good. So now that that is done, let's take care of, I'm going to take care of this data transfer, then finally we'll take care of the print. So double click on the data transfer, or transfer data, I mean. Double click on that, and right here. Okay, so let's just raise it up a little bit. Okay, right in here, I'm going to declare the following variables that I intend to use. Those are the variables. Okay, these two will be for the worksheet, and these other ones will be the one I will add each of the components onto. First of all, let's take care of these first two. So I just need to assign the two worksheets onto them. So I'm going to ask you to set WKS double S as, that's going to be equals worksheets 1. Okay, and this other one is going to be worksheet number 2. This one, that's going to be 2, and you must set it as well. Okay, so the two worksheets are now assigned to two variables that I intend to use. And the other one is, you see this ID exit. If you notice, I said the data type is boolean. So the reason being, I wanted to check the student ID if it's a duplicate or not. So let's do that. Now, right underneath here, I'm going to paste that. Now I'm going to just set it to false. Okay, and once that is set to false, the next thing is we now want to use this last row. So last row is that right underneath here. Last row will be equals WKSS, and that is for the very first one, dot cells is the very one cells, and we want to check WKS double S uppercase dot the rows dot count dot count. Okay, comma, and let's take it from column A, close that, dots to the end of the x1 up. Okay, increment it upwards, dots rows there. Okay, now the next thing is I'm going to now use for each statement again. For each cell in W space, for each cell in WKSS dot range, and is going to be from column A, row 2, column A2, and row A. Let's close that. And the last row. Alright, so close that. Now I'm going to use the if statement to now check the value. So If cell dot value, if that is equals txt student ID dot text, then I want the following. ID exit will become true. That will become true. Then exit 4. Okay. We also need to end if 4 and is, and let's arrange it. And we need to actually nest. Let's next the cells here. No, next cell. So that is if it's right. Else, I just want you to display an error message. So to do that, I'm going to, okay, let's just use the message box. I can grab all of these. I don't need it all. So come right down here. Let's use an if statement. If the ID, if ID exits, then I want the following message. So in there I can just say let's just say student ID already exists. Yeah, that should do it. Right. Okay, that's my first one. Then we can just say please enter a unique student ID. Okay, please enter a unique student ID. Right, so I'm gonna get rid of all of this one. Get rid of them. I can just enter in there, let's say comma VB exclamation. Right, and sub and end if. There. But guess what? If invalid data is entered, we might as well just clear it. So I'm going to just clear the student ID and also set focus on it. So, and we can even clear it all, because if you enter the same student ID, you may have the same information for the rest objects. So let's double click on this. I'm going to copy this. I'll call this. So let's come back in here. Call it right here. Call there. Okay. So call CMB reset, and I then wanted to set focus here on this one. Student txt student dot set focus. There, that is that done. Now the next thing that I'm going to now do is now I need to check if the tutor already exists in cell number 2. Then find the next available row for each of those, and then add data onto this worksheet. So let's do that. So let's say add new, right underneath here, set add new, that will be equals worksheet number 1 dot set dot cells, and that will be worksheet number 1 dot rows dot count, comma, on a there dot end x1 up dot offset is offset by 1. There we go. That is for my worksheet number 1, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the worksheet number 2. So I'm just need to copy this, paste that in here, and this is worksheet number 2 here. This one, let's paste that here. That's the variable for worksheet number 2, and this is worksheet number 2. Copy that. There we go. Change this as well. Okay, that is that sorted. Now the next thing is to add new records to worksheet 1 and worksheet 2. So worksheet 1, we have the following. Now copy this. All the object here. So I think that is 10, 14, 15 in total. So come right down here. Worksheet number 1 dot offset, starting from 0, 0 dot value, it should be value dot value, and that's the very first one is going to be txt student ID. ID dot text. That's the very first one taken care of. Okay, for the others, let's do this. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, now this is going to be for, let's change this first. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There. Okay, so now let's change each of the names. This is going to be first name. Remember that txt first name, and this was surname, and this is address, then postcode. I think I just changed that to post. There was no postcode. And here, telephone. Now the date. After that, I do have CBO, proof, then CBO, course. Let's get rid of these ones. Okay, with the combo box, then I have CBO payment. Those are the three. Let's verify those three. Yes, proof, course, payment. That's good. Now, what's for more text box there? The text, then we'll end. Now this address, you see, next of kin, mobile, address, address 2. Okay, next of kin, address 2, and mobile. Okay. So let's assume the first rule, sorry, the first sheet is taken care of. Let's watch spreadsheet number 1. Then the next one is going to be number 2. Let's copy this. Bring it down. I actually need to change, that's the name, variable that was used for that. It's a TT. It's a tutor. Change all of these to the tutor. Okay. Now, txt tutor, txt. That's not a txt. I think it's a combo. Let's come back in here. Let's check that out. Okay, I have 4 combo. Title. That should be course title. Call it title. Let's just say C title there. Yeah. CBOC title. CBOC code. CBO year and duration. Okay. Tutor. CBO course title. VBA course title does text CBO. Code and CBO here there. Finally, CBO duration. Duration. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Let's add text here. I just want them to copy the text as well. Okay. So let's save that. I think that might be done. Okay. So for the transfer data that actually add the data straight onto the worksheet, here are the lines of codes. So take a good look at it from here and bring it down. There. So I'm going to save and let's just try it out. But before I do anything, I'm going to show you guys the worksheets. Look at it, sheet number 1. There is nothing there. So let's come in here, run the program. I'm going to add student details in here.